Manitas de Piedra, little hands of stone. Named that after his favorite fighter, Manos de Piedra, Roberto Duran. And if you think about Michael Carbajal, you can't not think about his first meeting in 1993 with Chiquito, Humberto Gonzalez. You know, this fight they were on a collision course. They didn't like each other. And Gonzalez had the WBC strap, Carbajal had the IBF, and it was just a fight that had to happen. And it was a historic fight. It's the first light flyweight fight that brought in $1 million purse. It's the first light flyweight fight that headlined a pay-per-view event, and man, it did not disappoint. All the fight fans out there, they know Gennadiy Ward, Hagler Hearns, Castillo Corrales. Google Carbajal Gonzalez and watch that fight. Carbajal was behind on the cards. He was dropped in round 2. He was dropped in round 5. He was hurt in round 5. And he came back. He made the adjustment. His brother Danny in the corner said, show him the right, show him the right, show him the right, and finish with the left. And man, did he ever. Short left hook, you're not gonna ever see it prettier, landed right on the jaw of Chiquito. And he fell like a sack of potatoes. Carbajal had to even get out of the way to let him fall. Mills Lane could have counted to 20. He wasn't getting up. It became the 1993 Fight of the Year. Carbajal became the 1993 Fighter of the Year. And in 2006, both men were inducted to Canastota together into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Michael Carbajal, he won silver in '88 in Seoul, 5-time world champion, the quintessential boxer puncher, so much fun to watch, and he hails from right here in Phoenix, Arizona. And speaking of fun to watch in Phoenix, Arizona, man, what a fight card we have here this Friday night. So here to tell you all about it, the man that put it together, the president of Matchroom Boxing USA, Mr. Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, David. Always fascinating to get a history lesson from you, and that was a particularly enjoyable one. And how happy we are to be here in Phoenix, Arizona, and what a year it's been on Dazn. David was just reeling off the countries that we've been to. Of course, our first year promoting shows in America with our Italy expansion, our Spanish expansion, and who can forget that sweet moment in Saudi Arabia last week where Anthony Joshua reclaimed the unified World Heavyweight Championship. We're still recovering, but we're ready for another huge night on Friday. It's great to have such a huge card here in Arizona, and we want to thank Francisco and his team from the commission who have done such an amazing job in bringing this all together. We're learning so much about the American market, and coming here and seeing the response of the fans in Arizona has been incredible. We're going to be, I believe, through 10,000 in the crowd on Friday night, and it's going to be one hell of an atmosphere for the main event. Former world middleweight champion Danny Jacobs against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. It's a great 168-pound fight, and we cannot wait for the undercard that comes with it as well. It's great to see so many faces here in the room as well. Of course, the legend Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., thank you for being here with us this week. Two-time world champion Jesse Vargas is here. #1 super middleweight in the world, WBA world champion, Ring Magazine world champion Callum Smith, here to watch his brother as well. Stephen Smith here from the UK as well, former world title challenger. Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Joe Gallagher there being shy. Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Freddie Roach as well here. Welcome, Freddie. And just shows you this is a big fight week, and we've got so much talent on the card that we're going to talk to. Just running through everybody. We've got the Albanian Bear down the end, Reshat Mati, part of our elite team of young fighters coming through. Undefeated now, back in the flow, great fighter to watch. Raymond Ford as well from Camden, New Jersey, from that same mold of that elite team coming through from the USA young amateur boxing team. Gabe Rosado, seen him in so many fights over the years, of course, against Maciek Sulecki on Dazn in his last fight in Philadelphia was one of the fights of the year. Brilliant to have him on the card as well. Great little mix in 147-pound division, sitting next to each other there. Two of the very, very best amateurs to come out of the Rio Olympics. Of course, Josh Kelly now established in the top 15 in the world. He's really now looking to challenge for major titles in 2020. Had a great fight with Ray Robinson at Madison Square Garden recently. He saw Ray Robinson draw with Kavaliauskas, who just gave Crawford a great fight at Madison Square Garden. Danny Aryalusinov, unbeaten 147-pounder, who of course won gold in the Rio Olympics as well. Liam Smith, brilliant fighter, part of the famous Smith fighting family from Liverpool. Great fight for him on Saturday night, Friday night, I keep saying, against Roberto Garcia. Liam Smith, who has already won world championships at light middleweight, I believe can also be in some big fights in the middleweight division in 2020. Roberto Garcia, great fighter as well. Another intriguing matchup, Maurice Hooker. Seen this guy in one of my favourite fights of 2019. I know it didn't go his way that night, but what a fight against Jose Ramirez. Both of those guys putting their world championship belts on the line in a unification fight. And of course, Mo now looking to move up, potentially to the 147-pound division, where he just saw his friend and stablemate Terence Crawford do the business last Saturday. Great fight for him against Uriel Perez. Very, very dangerous. Looking forward to seeing Mo back in the ring. When you talk about Carbajal and the lighter guys, this is going to be a classic for the WBC World Championship, and we can't wait. Team Canelo, Team Eddie Reynoso, of course, in the building and ready for a big opportunity on Friday night with Martinez against Rosales, the WBC World Flyweight Championship. We saw Martinez come and have a no contest with Charlie Edwards on one of our shows in the UK recently. It was a great fight. He's extremely dangerous. And Christopher Rosales, a former world champion as well, in the WBC flyweight division. Great fighter. Saw him lose to Charlie Edwards in the UK, looking to become a world champion again on Friday night. When you talk about the main event, again, the interest in this fight has been through the roof. And I want to thank both guys for being part of this build-up and preparation. Daniel Jacobs, who we know so well. What a guy, what a gentleman. We know his life story, but what a fighter as well. Former two-time world middleweight champion, just coming off a decision loss to Canelo Alvarez at Cinco de Mayo in Las Vegas, now moving up to 168 pounds, ready to try and become a two-weight world champion in 2020. But this man over here, you know, he's been through the mill in this camp. He's stayed focused. A lot of people have written him off, and he's ready. He's in great shape. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. for a great opportunity and a great fight on Friday night. And as I said, the man there, the number one in the division, Callum Smith, watching this fight, interestingly, looking at a potential matchup in 2020 as well. So we're going to hear from all of these guys. Firstly, we're going to start with the young guys. Let's give them a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, from Camden, New Jersey, Raymond Ford.
I want to give thanks to Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing, and Dazn for allowing me to display my skills on this card. It was a great camp, great long camp. My team, we worked hard, and we ready to put on a show. So far, I had 4 fights as a professional, and now that I got the experience, it's time for me to step my performances up and start getting these dudes out of here. And I'm confident about Friday. And if you don't know who Ray Savage is, tune in December the 20th, and you'll get a glimpse of a future superstar. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. And another part of that young team coming through, managed, of course, by our good friend Keith Connolly, who we'll hear from shortly. Exciting young fighter out of Brooklyn. I think one of the top stars coming through in the amateur game right now, the Albanian bear, Reshat Mati.
First off, I'm not really a good talker, so I'm just going to make this short and sweet. Thank you to Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, Dazn, for giving me this opportunity. I'm trying to stay super active, 3 months, 3 fights. And yeah, by the end of the day, you guys are going to realize who the Albanian Bear is, and that's going to be me. I'll see you guys Friday.
Thank you, Reshat. Thank you. We're going to move on now going over to, as I said, one of the top young fighters. And also, I missed this gentleman off the list. I don't want him to tell me off, because this is another great trainer. I know he might be hiding. Adam Booth. Is Adam Booth here? He's hiding over there somewhere. Adam Booth, welcome. Round of applause, please, for Adam Booth. Oh, he didn't like that. And Mr. Kelly, of course, as well. This young fighter, if you haven't seen Josh Pretty Boy Kelly fight yet, you need to watch him, and watch him on Friday. Again, I believe one of the top 147-pound talents already right now in world boxing. Coming off a great fight at Madison Square Garden with Ray Robinson, taking chances and opportunities way before his time. He's a good-looking son of a gun, and my goodness, can he fight. Ladies and gentlemen, from the UK, Pretty Boy, Josh Kelly.
Hello everyone, it's nice to be in America again. Obviously last time wasn't the best. We got a draw against Ray Robinson. It wasn't my best performance, but we can put that one behind us now and sort of move on to Friday. I'll be enjoying myself there, so I just want to put the performance on, make it smooth, make it look good, and yeah man, I hope you all enjoy. But good luck to the rest of the lads on the card, and got a great main event, and I'm looking forward to watching them go at it, so man, good.
Thank you, Josh, and a future matchup potentially between these two great welterweights as well for the world title. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Rio gold medalist, Gennadiy Lusanov.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy and honored to be here. Thanks to my management team, and thanks to my promoter having me here. We have a good prepared and ready for this fight. It's gonna be a great fight. Hope my opponent is ready too. Now I feel that I am the one whom people want to see me, and I will show all my skills this Friday night. Thank you. Watch me on Dazn.
Yes, Gennadiy, that was absolutely. When Gennadiy had his first fight, he could hardly say 2 or 3 words in English. That is brilliant. Well done, Gennadiy. Well done, well done. Round of applause for Gennadiy Lusanov and his English skills. Fantastic. The first big step up for Gennadiy Lusanov on Friday night. I want to bring up his opponent, Alan Sanchez, please.
Hi everyone. I want to thank Mushroom and Eddie Hearn, my team, everyone, and I'll see you guys Friday.
Thank you, Alan. Again, a great fight on the card this Friday. Liam Smith against Roberto Garcia. Roberto Garcia, former WBC silver champion. Liam Smith, former 154-pound world champion as well, coming off a busy and active year fighting in Liverpool and Mexico. Great performance last time out, and of course now in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to bring up the first half of that fight on Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, Roberto Garcia.
Thank you, Eddie. First time I shake your hand, man. All right. I got called about this fight on Sunday, and which was awesome because Saturday was my anniversary. So I said, hold up, baby, postpone that. We got to do a job first over here. Then, but some people think it's short notice, but it's not, because when you're a fighter, it's never short notice. So I'm grateful for this opportunity, man, and I'm going to make the best of it. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberto. The other half of that fight, as I said, part of the famous Smith fighting family, the former 154-pound light middleweight champion of the world from Liverpool, Liam Smith.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back fighting again in America. So thank Eddie, Dazn, Matchroom, me management team, MTK. And, you know, I'm happy we got a good opponent, Roberto Garcia, who I know is going to come to win. I know he has been obviously in camp. I think he was scheduled to fight anyway, so I know he's going to be fit and ready and coming to win. But the same year, I'm in very good shape, and we've had a very good camp. So, you know, I look forward to a good competitive fight, but one that I'll come through with flying colours and obviously I want to be back in the mix then for big titles. You know, 154 or 160, I don't mind. You know, we've got a new champion at 154, Patrick Teixeira. We both just fought the same opponent last time out. That's a fight I'd like down the line. But, you know, first and foremost, we've got Friday night, and I look forward to putting a show on for you all. And, you know, a top card with top fighters, prospects, world champions. And, you know, I'm privileged to be on this card, and I look forward to the whole show. So thanks for having me, and I hope you all enjoy it.
Thank you, Liam. Liam Smith against Roberto Garcia, Friday night. Maurice Hooker, as I said, coming back from one of the Fight of the Year contenders against Jose Ramirez. I think Mo has been in some brilliant fights over recent times. Of course, the Saucedo fight in Oklahoma was one of my favourite nights. He went over to Manchester, he beat Terry Flanagan to win that world title over there, came back and, as I said, unified against Ramirez in Dallas, which was a fantastic fight between two great champions. Now a new team behind him, and we'll bring up Dino Duva shortly from Rock Nation to talk more on that. But his opponent on Friday night, tough fight, Uriel Perez, coming off a big win in his career. I think this is a much tougher fight than the originally scheduled Pedro Campo. Firstly, want to hear from the opponent on Friday night, Uriel Perez.
Hola, ¿qué tal a todos? Pues no tengo mucho que decirles, solamente que pues es la primera vez que estoy aquí. Vine a ganar, a dar una buena pelea y pues nada, sé que estoy ante un buen rival. Es peligroso, es un rival que lo da todo y pues un poco más de estatura, ¿no? Pero pues yo me considero un rival de fuerte pegada, un rival que sabe estudiar y sabe hacer su trabajo. Y pues admiro a cada uno de los boxeadores que están aquí y agradezco a la promotora y a la gente que me acompaña. Muchas gracias.
Hello. I have nothing much to say, but at this time I'm really hoping for this fight. My rival is a bigger height. But anyway, I respect him, and I respect all of the boxers that are here. And thank you very much for everything, and I hope it goes really well.
Thank you. Thank you, Uriel. And as I said, to introduce the former world champion to the stage, the president of Rock Nation Boxing, Dino Duva.
Thank you, Eddie. I just want to say, first of all, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be part of this great program that Eddie, Matchroom, and Dazn have done in the last year and a half. We've had some great fights on some of his shows, and it's just a tremendous thing for boxing, what they've done, and I look forward to being part of it in the future, too. It's an honor to be part of this show with Maurice in this beautiful city of Phoenix. Great card. Great main event, as always, what Matchroom puts on with Dazn. The test of a true champion is dealing with adversity. And Maurice Hooker wants to show the world that he's a great champion. He just lost his title in a great unification fight, as Eddie said, back in July, to a top world champion, Jose Ramirez. But now he's hungry to get it back, and he wants to show what a great champion he is. As Eddie mentioned, he's got a new training team behind him, top-notch, one of the best teams in the world, led by Bomac, Brian McIntyre. He's been training with Terrence Crawford for the past 2-3 months. So I expect him to be ready to thrill the fans and thrill the world again like he has for the past year and a half. One thing I want to mention, on something Eddie said. Eddie, Maurice, I think, and he'll tell you for himself, has a desire to try to win the 140-pound title back. This fight is at a catch weight in between, but if everything goes well, his plan is to try to get a 140-pound title back as soon as possible. But first things first, he's got to get by Uriel Perez on Friday. He's a tough fighter. And coming in as a last-minute replacement is always dangerous. Maurice knows that. Bomac knows that. And we're confident that Maurice is going to thrill the fans and give them some treats before the holiday season starts. I want to bring him up right now. Former and future world champion of the world from Dallas, Texas, Maurice Mighty Mo Hooker.
I'd like to thank Rock Nation, Dazn, Matchroom for having me here. And I'm going to say my coach, my team, Brian McIntyre is one of the best, like Freddie Roach and everybody else. I'm happy to be here Friday. I'm going to put on a good show. And I want to let everybody know in the world, I'm back. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take this fight. And I'm going to hopefully get another world title shot at 140. I can't go out like that. I feel like I'm one of the best still in the world at 140. I'm here to show y'all why come Friday. I'm not overlooking on my opponent. I know you're last minute replacement. He's a good fighter. He's tough. But, man, it's levels to this. And I'm ready to I'm show the world that I'm on a whole nother level. And I'm ready, man. I'm ready to show y'all why I'm still one of the best at 140.
Thank you, Mo. We look forward to that fight, Maurice Hooker against Uriel Perez on Friday night. We move to the World Championship, WBC World Flyweight Championship, a great, great fight. And I think one of the most exciting young fighters in Julio Cesar Martinez I've seen for a long, long time. Of course, we know there's going to be huge Mexican support at the arena on Friday night, and they're going to be right behind this young man trying to become a world champion. His opponent, a former world champion, outstanding fighter from Nicaragua, Christopher Rosales. This is just a wonderful, wonderful fight. Firstly, both challengers, of course, but from Nicaragua, Christopher Rosales.
Buenas, agradecido de verdad con todos ustedes, especialmente con Dios por permitirnos estar aquí. Agradecido con Don Eddie, ¿verdad?, por permitirnos nuevamente una cartelera más de él. Y pues venimos preparados esta vez venimos en mejores condiciones. Gracias a Dios, una preparación excelente que tuvimos, ¿verdad? Agradecido con Don William Ramírez, mi apoderado, el señor Honda, y pues a darlo todo el día viernes y bendiciones a todos.
I'm really grateful for being here, being grateful for having the opportunity to fighting here and being with all these boxers. And blessings for everyone, blessings for everyone. God bless you.
Thank you, Christopher. And again, we want to thank Eddie Reynoso, the Canelo team as well, for a partnership with Julio Cesar Martinez. He's a very, very exciting young fighter. And again, I believe the atmosphere at the Talking Stick Arena on Friday night is going to be electric for this fight, the World Flyweight Championship, and his second bite of the cherry after that no contest earlier this year, Julio Cesar Martinez.
Muchas gracias a todos por el apoyo, al señor Eddie Hearns. Muchas gracias. Ahora sí que venimos con todo, gracias a Dios. Venimos, ahora sí que le agradecemos yo y mi entrenador Mauricio Chavez, al señor Eddie Reynoso, que siempre nos ha apoyado, siempre ha estado atento ahí a las preparaciones. Muchísimas gracias. Vamos con todo este 20 de diciembre. Primeramente Dios, que gane el mejor y bendiciones. Muchas gracias a todos.
Hi, I would like to thank everyone, Boxing and Eddie, of course, and hope we have a great fight this Friday, and may the best man win, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Julio, and thank you, Christopher. WBC World Flyweight Championship, Friday night, live on Dazn. We move on to the main event, and again, I know we've recapped of the year that we've had, but what a year it's been. You know, some of the highlights of many fights of the year from the world of boxing on the Dazn platform, going back to Juan Estrada against Rungvisai 2 at the Forum. Great fight on the same card. Danny Roman against TJ Dehenny, unification. Of course, we saw Canelo Alvarez against Danny Jacobs in May. We saw Gennadiy Golovkin fight Derevyanchenko in one of the fights of the year. We saw Josh Taylor against Regis Prograis in one of the fights of the year. We saw Inoue quite recently against Daenerys in another fight of the year contender. Some great shows from the UK and around the world. Who can forget June the 1st at Madison Square Garden? We tried to forget it, when Andy Ruiz upset the world by beating Anthony Joshua at a sold-out Madison Square Garden. And of course, a couple of weeks ago, after a wild 5 or 6 weeks on Dazn, when Canelo Alvarez won the World Light Heavyweight Championship against Sergey Kovalev, and KSI beat Logan Paul in a fight that broke broadcast records all over the world, Anthony Joshua capped it all by reclaiming those World Championship belts in Saudi Arabia. It's been a magical, magical year, and we're not done yet. This fight, for me, was a natural fight to make. When Danny Jacobs lost to Canelo for the 160-pound title, I felt, Keith felt, I think the team felt it was time to move up to the super middleweight division. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., we know about the popularity with Julio, with his father. This seemed like a natural fight to make. And if you've watched on social media Julio's preparation for this fight, he looked like he's been training 7 or 8 times a day for this fight. This is his big opportunity to come back. And for Daniel Jacobs, this is his opportunity to come and set up a shot at the World Championship in 2020. It is a great fight, and I want to thank, again, both guys and Julio as well for hanging in there through his ordeal, I would call it, while all the mess was cleared up. And he stayed calm, he stayed training, and we're delighted with the news today, of course, that his suspension was completely, fully lifted by the Nevada Commission, and the fight goes ahead as we always knew it would do, as planned on Friday night. For Daniel Jacobs, again, what a guy, what a fighter, what a story. It's a pleasure to work with him and his team as always. Keith Connolly, who is the quiet man, didn't want to speak today. I know he's a little bit shy, but what a pleasure it is to work with you, Keith, and the job you've done for Danny has been sensational as well. And Julio, I want to thank Miguel Leff as well, who's done a fantastic job, and of course Freddie Roach and all the team. So let's meet the fighters for the main event on Friday night, 168 pounds. Firstly, I want to welcome up Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I want to say thank you, Eddie Hearns, Matchroom, and Dazn for giving me this opportunity to fight Daniel Jacob. Of course, Daniel Jacob team for this great opportunity in my career. I'm ready for Friday. You know, I hate diet, so I'm mad, you know, because I'm hungry, but I am ready. You know, I know Daniel Jacobs a very good boxer, very good fighter, but I'm 100% ready for this fight. I know him. I see in a couple fights. I see when he lost with Canelo. I see when he lost with Dimitri Pirov, I don't know, the Russian guy. So I am ready. This a great fight for the people. I want to thank my lawyer, Miguel, for helping me and this big movie for the Nevada Commission. So I don't have nothing to say. It's only I'm ready, and I come to win this fight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julio. And again, I want to pass over now to the former 2-time middleweight champion of the world, the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs.
Thank you guys for being here today. First off, I would like to thank the fans of Phoenix, Arizona. The amount of attention that I've received for this fight taking place here is through the roof. I know these fight fans here are excited to have a big fight card such as this, and I'm looking forward to giving them guys a great show. I want to thank my team, Team Jacobs, everyone who dedicate themselves to me 100%. I thank you guys for going over and beyond for me and giving me your undivided attention always. I want to thank Mr. Eddie Hearns, Matchroom and Dazn for allowing me to display my skills on such a platform at such a level that all boxers dream of. So thanks to everyone who made this possible. I want to thank Chavez for accepting this fight. I want to thank his lawyer as well for doing such a great job for allowing this fight to happen. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a great opportunity for me. I'm stepping up to middleweight division. I feel like this is the perfect weight for me. I'm only 2 pounds away from 68, and for me, that's the first time ever. I'm probably going to eat breakfast the morning of the fight. I feel strong. My whole camp has been extremely positive, extremely happy. I couldn't ask for a better camp than what I've had. So shout out to my coach who've made unprecedented sacrifices for being there for me, giving me your time and teaching me, you know. I look forward to displaying those skills and all the things that we worked on inside the gym come Friday night. Yeah, what else am I gonna say? I got your guys' attention. Listen, honestly, when I'm fought for the middleweight championships or when I fought and campaigned at the middleweight for the last 2 years, you guys don't understand the amount of damage I've been putting on my body trying to make the weight. We've been looking exceptionally well inside the gym, but those last 2 weeks to a week prior to making weight is where we leave it in the gym. Now I have an opportunity to be able to carry over those skills and be hydrated, be 100%, and allow my skills that's in the gym that my team sees, allow the world an opportunity to see that. I'm extremely excited to have this new opportunity. I know the super middleweight division is full of great competition as well. So I look forward to this test come Friday night. God willing, we get the victory, move on to bigger and better things. So thank everyone for supporting this, and I'll see you guys Friday night. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Julio. Just a special thanks as well to the whole Dazn team. Joe Markowski will be here tomorrow. John Skipper, Simon Denyer, Ed Breeze, Tom Davis, everybody, Chris LeGentil. There's too many to name. Matt Miller, of course. This has been a roller coaster of a year or so. We are just getting started. 2020 is going to be a beast. We just announced our card in Miami on January the 30th with Andrade against Luke Keeler, with Tevin Farmer against Jojo Diaz, with Danny Roman against Akhmad Aliyev, triple header World Championship, and some big news coming on that card as well later this week. And tomorrow in Los Angeles, we will announce the February 29th fight of Mikey Garcia, our latest signing and latest superstar to join the Dazn movement. It's been fantastic. It's been the most crazy years, from week after week after week to country after country, flying around, staging these events. We couldn't do it without our brilliant matchroom team. Frank Smith, Sean Palmer, done such an amazing job. There's so many guys. Eric Botcher, our matchmaker, Josh Roy, Lewis Wald, Anthony Lever, Chris Provino. I'm going to get some names wrong, or some of them. David Diamonte, Michael Buffer, Brittany, Sydney, who else is there? Paul Reddy. Well, he's in the UK. Paul Reddy. Rooney. Can't believe I forgot Rooney. Rooney, whoever else there is. Again, guys, it's been everybody's just put the effort in so much, and thank you to our partners as well, the co-promoters, the managers. Thank you to the haters, you know, other people out there. Thank you to Bob Arum. You know, saw his comments lately. I mean, this is a guy, he's cleaner than clean, right? I mean, you know, he only wanted Antonio Margarito to fight in another state once he found cement in his ham wraps. So no problem at all. So, you know, it's been an experience working over here. We've loved it. We've loved the experience. And 2020 is going to be huge. And we want to end it with a bang on Friday night, Talking Stick Arena. It's going to be a huge crowd, live on Dazn. Do not miss it. Danny Jacobs against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. We're going to do head-to-heads up here now. Weigh in tomorrow. Let's have a great weekend. Thanks so much for attending. Thank you very much. Weigh in tomorrow. Oh, yeah, shit. Weigh in Thursday.
very clear. I got to sign with somebody.